Okay guys, here we go, ready to go. Wish me well. I've got my brave wings, my beautiful lavender. I've got my brave wings sitting there and I've got my dad in front of me. It's time to go. So I've got my matte medium and I'm going to do a quick skin tone. I have to confess, in between I had a look and I really like that. So what I've done is, it's okay, I didn't hurt her, I promise you. I took it off. I took it off. If I'd left her on, she'd have completely swamped the book. And I still wanted to add extra layers here with bandages and stuff. So I've taken that part off so that I'm left with that, and then I could put plenty round about her. So we'll leave it there and put the book to one side. It's time to get painting. I've got my Titan buff. I'm just giving it a good shake. For some reason, my Titan buff tends to go all clumpy. And I'm putting some down. We didn't need loads because she's now got a big face. And I want my burnt sienna. A good shake again. And mix that up. Right. And then I'm going to get another brush just to mix that in. The trick is, move her to the side. She says, didn't put that on me, Mum. Just add it until you've got a colour you're happy with. And I'm quite happy with that. Can you see? It's not too dark. It's easier to add the paint than it is to take it away. Now at this point, you could mix that with your matte medium. I find if you do that, it keeps it wet for longer. I find the Decart Media paints dry out quite quick. What I would normally do is, you could use kitchen roll, soak it, put it in a takeaway container, a bit parchment paper on top, and then your paints, and they do keep wet for longer. I've said that before. So I have some mixed and some not. My preference is to add the matte medium first. So we're going to bring this to the side. So here she is. And I'm just going to add some matte medium straight on. It's my preference. I prefer that than mixing it. It gives me quite a bit of wiggle room. And you notice I am literally popping it on all over. Scrubbing it in. She says, that is kind of tickly. What are you doing? What are you doing? She's saying. We're going to give you a beautiful skin colour, my darling. You could have left her as she is because she's coffee stained. Mind her neck. I have a bad habit of forgetting ears and necks. And trying to match up the colours could be a wee bit of a beggar at times. I'm going over the hair. It doesn't really matter. Just scrubbing it in as I go. As I say, this is my preference on how I like to do it. So you can still see the features coming through. You see that? Then I'm just going to go. I'm not washing my brush. I'm not dipping it in water. I'm just giving it a wee wipe. And I'm just going to take some of that skin colour. I still don't know how to get rid of the clamp. I need to have another look and see if I can get something else. I'm thinking. Might help if I use my right paintbrush. We'll stick that one in. Here we go. So I'm just going in little and often so that I can try and keep some of those features. And I can just make them out through it. Do you see that? Just by going in lightly. If you feel you've put on too much, stick a bit matte medium on. Take a wipe. And you see that? Because it's matte medium, you get wiggle room. So if you feel you've went on too much, put a dollop of matte medium on and just take it away again. There you go. The wee tip is a lifesaver at times. Huge lifesaver. Just don't be scared. I'm going back on again. Get her wee neck done. And her shoulders. Watching her hair. I'm going to bring you up just a wee bit. There you go, that's better. My paintbrush kept on knocking off. Like I said, all completely new to me. I'm going to take the other paintbrush, my scrubby one. Do you remember I said? And that is just not as soft on the ends. Brushy brush. And it's just mixing it in so much better than the smooth one. See? I've used brushes. They work grand, so they do. So there she's got her first coat on. Can you see that? And she looks really pale. She's a wee bit darker here, but she looks really pale on screen. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to nudge, literally, I say kiss the paint. If you have a look, teeny tiny drop on the end. And I'm just going in and I'm going to mix it in a wee bit. Again, adding teeny tiniest amounts. And sometimes it feels like it's going to take forever, but like I said, it's far easier to take paint off than it is if you go in heavy-handed at the start. If you feel it's not mixing too well, put a dollop on there so you can see. If you take your matte medium or your fabric medium again, teeny tiny amount on your brush, and it'll just smoosh it in. You see that? She says, and it's feeling warmer. Need a wee bit down here. I hope you've all got some really great plans. And I'm brushing it in the way. Do you see that? I'm putting it down, but I'm pulling it back into the centre of her face. You see that? She's really nice and cozy now. She's so happy. I'm taking a wee bit of the matte medium. Matte medium is your friend when you're doing this. It'll take it away, it'll give you extra playtime to smoosh things around. Like I've put on too much there, so if I go in with the wipe, it just dyes it back. Just push it round. This is the quickest I paint girls. I could literally, as I said before, I could spend ages on them. Absolutely ages. Just putting that first layer of skin tone on. I'm very aware that I didn't want to keep you hanging on to a really lengthy video, so I am going a lot quicker than I normally would. You see I put quite a bit on there, but then what I'm going to do is I'm stretching the fabric tight and just bringing it in. I know, darling, I know I'm holding on to your cheek. It's okay. So there we go. I think I want a wee bit more over there. I'm going to dip it in. She says, you took me off. I know, but we'll use you. I promise. Because we love you. Putting a wee bit extra matte medium on there because I could still see some of the weave coming through. If you have a look, I don't know if it'll show it up. See how you have the weave? Well, when you put the matte medium on, it tends to seal a lot of those, which is why I kind of like going on with the matte medium first. Like I said, it gives me longer to play around. I'm just shading in a wee bit more, bringing it up. Happy! She says, I'm happy. I'm happy. Now at this point, if you feel you're losing the features, get some of your raw umber. I'm not even going to put this on the plate. Praying that I didn't spill it on her. What is a good thing to do at this point is take your fine liner, and it's still wet, but we're not worrying about that. And what I'm doing is I'm just dipping it in teeny tiny amounts on my brush, and I'm going to bring in our features again so that before I do any more, we're not going to lose her. She says, I'm liking that. See how it just brings it out again? She says, thank goodness. Bringing in all those wee lines that you can still see. If you've got too much, tap it off. I always feel better when I can see them. Just bringing in a wee pupil. All your comments on that last video was just lovely. Seriously, it was just lovely. What you can do if you're not sure and you've maybe lost your mark, sit with the stamp. Sit with the stamp and you can see where the lines are. Bring in her eyes. So there's her eyes back in again. You see? Just wee faint lines. And then her nose. Her wee curves. Don't go in too heavy, or if you do, go back in with the matte medium, dollop it on, and wipe it off with a wet wipe. It's best ever. Just gently teasing. I didn't want a really dark line on her lips, just so that I could see. There you go. Got my music playing again. It's country today. It just soothes me when I'm up late at night and I need to find a wee bit of peace sometimes. If you've had a great day or just want to relax, I get my book out and I just draw, doodle, paint, lose myself. I just love it, and I feel so much better. Last night I actually sat and I made up some doodle ideas for button badges because I could. I just knew that I couldn't settle until I'd actually done it. So out the book came my pencil, and I used these because they were circles. I don't know what they are. I think they're coffee filters or something, some kind of filter. And it's about the size that the badge would be before it goes in the badge maker. And all I did was some doodles inside because I want to bring out some button badges that you could use in your journals. So yeah, it was good. I enjoyed it. I felt so peaceful. So peaceful. I'm sorry, I'm going off on one again. But here you go. She looks, again, she's looking paler than she actually is. She's really tanned on here. Can you see? She's so pretty. Honestly, love puts me in mind so much of the beautiful Lisa at Photocentric. And I've been very lucky to meet. She's a beautiful soul. Love her. Love her, love her. So that is the basic skin tone. I'm going to go in with some blush, and I think I'm going to use the quinacridone. I think, is that how you say it? The burnt orange. I just say Quin. Quin, give it a good shake. Going to just put a teeny tiny amount. Look how bad I really need to clean up my paints and my plate. Alec loves if I leave loads of paint on, like the one I showed you earlier. Oh, look at it. You just know he's going to have fun with that, eh? That is just layers. Yeah, I'm showing you how just therapeutic is that. Alec loves doing that, so I'm not going to do it. Alec cleans all my paints for me. And then what he does is, he takes all the wee peelings and he makes a picture. He does. He goes, Tracy, look what I've done. Love him. I cannot believe it was our anniversary yesterday. Completely dried that one up. Just open it up. Just give us a sec. 32 years married yesterday. I've known Alex since I was 34 years together. 32 years married, and I've known him since I just turned 17 many moons ago. And I wouldn't be without him. Never be without him. He's the best of the best. He's a keeper. Come on, Kringle, there you go. We'll only need a teeny tiny drop. You notice I'm only putting teeny tiny amounts on. And can you see? This is the paint that doesn't have the matte medium in it, and how dried up it's looking. And this is the paint that has the matte medium in it. For me, it's just a preference. I like going on with the matte medium first and then putting the paint on. But I do say to folks, if you mix your matte medium up first, it's a wee bit skitey when it goes on because of the matte medium. But yeah, you could use it either way. This just saves your paint for so much longer. So, sorry. Going off on one. So there's that. I'll put the lid back on me romper. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to wipe this brush, because that's the one thing, when you're using matte medium, it'll ruin your brushes if you leave it on to dry. Voice the experience here. So make sure you get it off. I was going to dip it in the water, but I'm going back on with acrylics maybe. And I like quite a dry brush for that, so I'm just using a wet wipe to clean that off. But we're going to go in with the filbert. And I'm using my scrubby. So I'm going to literally kiss the paint. Kissy, kissy, kissy. It's coming, girl. Oh, they have been so good. I'm going onto her cheeks. And you'll just see it starting to appear. They've been so good. As I said, I've been working on something special. Very special. And the girls didn't mind. They knew the wee ones were missing me quite a bit. Apart from filtering in and out, I hadn't spent a lot of time with them. And I'm not going into the matte medium yet, because she's already got the base coat on, and I know my paint won't bleed. In case you were going, oh. We're not worrying too much. There's a wee shadow there from the roses. And I'm just going in. Do you see how such small amounts make the difference? Hello, she's blushing. But yeah, they were just so good. I love them. Again, just teeny tiny amounts. And I'm going in ear nose, because as you know, if you watched the other one and you've seen my work, you know that my girls like a wee berry nose. I think it's because it's so cold here in Scotland. And I'm just pushing it up a wee bit. See that? Just a teeny tiny hint. Starting with less allows you to go in and just add the layers to bring out the colours. I'm loving her. They make me so happy when I see them. I hope it shows through. I genuinely do. They're my comfort, and they're my light, and they're my love. All of them. So do you see that? How different she looks. She's blushing. Her lips, I will go on, and I will put a wee bit matte medium on her lips. And we're just going in with the same colour, because I really love that burnt orange. Teeny tiny amount. I hadn't realised that when I come to do lips, whether it's the nose or the meese or my girls, I do make a kissing motion, because I'm so happy to see them. So there you go. There's her lips. She's blowing your kisses. And I may take some of this, and I'm going to go up to her hairline. But I'm going to take my other brush, this one, and I'm going to scrub it in, just to take that colour up there as well. And it just adds slight shadows. And again down here, round her neck. Again, if you're looking for perfect shadows, this ain't the tutorial. I just put it where I think I like it to go. I mean, I can do it, but when I'm doing these whimsy girls, I didn't overthink it, to be honest. I just go with what feels right. And I know that it feels right because I get a tingling in me tummy. I do. Genuinely, I really do. It's like when I'm drawing, here we go. It's like when I'm doing the drawings, some of the ones that have came through, they have been off pat straight away. And other ones, like Seamus has fallen for you. I saw him in the clouds in the sky when we left the studio, Hoshanda Studio, for the very first time back last June, I think it was. June, July that it was. And oh my God, I think the relief. And in the wonky car we were, and I didn't think it had hit me yet that I'd actually done it. Because honestly, you have no idea the nerves and the fear that were there in the build-up to it. It was ridiculous. Thank God for Alec, he's got the patience of a saint. So anyway, after it, we backed the car and it was like a quick getaway. It's like, whoa, I'm done, quick, let's go. And we're sitting in and the rooftop was down, yet again in the wonky car. And we just literally left the studio, and honestly, seriously, I'm not kidding you. Up in the cloud was this massive mouse, and it was pointing down. And nestled inside was Betsy Bottoms. And I just thought, there's my dad giving me a nod. And then Seamus came another time. I'm just telling you all. Seamus came out another time. We were driving along, and I think it was the workshops I was going to do at Amelia's. Nikki, hello Nikki and James, beautiful fox. We were going there, and I was really nervous yet again. I think it's just me. I think it's because I care so much. And we're pootling along, and I'm no joking, up in the sky was a mouse, and he was falling down. And how he looks, where is he? Let me get him. Where is he? Here you go. So I need to glue his balloon back on. But I am not kidding. That is how he appeared to me. And I scribbled him down on a piece of receipt. And I snuggled him in my book till I got back home. And that's how Seamus came to be. He really did come for the clouds. And to me, it's just like wee messages that I get. And as I say, they're such a special place. Look at him. Look at him. I haven't got it here, but Natalie, she did Seamus under the water, and he was looking for Nessie. I'll need to get the samples out again of the mice to show you. It's absolutely gorgeous, but that is Seamus. I'm falling for you. And these are all fabric. I need to glue it. In fact, we'll just put a dollop of matte medium on the back while I'm here and stick it down, and it will dry clear. So I've stuck it down. But yeah, he came to be from the clouds. And he was falling down and his arms were wide, and I thought, how the heck am I going to draw that? So I scribbled a rough outline on a receipt, like I said, much to my husband's horror. There's another story in itself. I'll maybe tell you another time. Okay, back to my girlie. So there's Love. She's got her base coat on. She's got a wee bit of shadow going on. We're going to put some along the bottom there as well, where her top is. I'm actually going to make her into a Christmassy angel, because it's coming up to Christmas. I said the C word. Oh no, I hear you saying, oh, switch off, don't you dare. Just hang in there, because you'll be able to do this and give it as gifts. I'm just going around all the wee edges and just bringing that skin tone in and scrubbing it. Do you hear that? Sorry, can you hear that? I am literally working it in by scrubbing it. Yeah, I'm happy with her. You're beautiful. Put a wee bit more in here. And that went on with a wee bit harsh. We're going to soften you up, my darling. I do talk to them. The ladies that have come on workshops know that they speak. And like I've said before, to start with, they think I am completely nuts, a complete fruit job. But when they start doing theirs, they start talking to them, and they realise that I'm no fibbing, I'm no crazy. They do talk to them. I love nothing more than getting pictures to show me that they're away on holiday with them. So much joy. Just working the lips. Working her lips. Kissy kiss. Kissy kiss. There you go. Dun dun dun. I think what I'll do is, I think I'll go on with a wee bit of the burnt sienna and put a wee bit shadow just along here. I hope the video's shown up. You need to let me know what you think. So here's my brush. I haven't cleaned it. I have not cleaned it. In fact, I'm going to go with the smooth one. Let's see how we get on. Nudging, kissing. See that? There's hardly anything on it. And where her cheek is there, I'm just coming on. Yeah, we need the smudgy one. Smudgy, smudgy. I don't know what it is. They're really smooth. But if you've got one that you smooch quite a bit, it ends up with quite a bit of texture in there, and it really gets into the grain. So I'm going back in. Smooshing it, just giving her the teeniest tiny hint of a shadow there. Gosh, she says, you need to do something with yours, Tracy. I am really tired today. I don't know why. But I'm tired today, so do you see? I'm just defining that underneath her eye. I'm going to do the same on the other side. Teeny tiny amounts. Please don't be tempted to go in heavy-handed. It is so much easier to add colour than it is to take it away. And I'm going to come up here a wee bit. Did you see that? We go a wee bit more. A wee bit round here. I'm not worrying too much about what I'm doing. If you feel it's no mixing, get a teeny bit of matte medium. Work it round. And I'm like a sing-song voice, I don't know why. Going over her lips with a wee bit of matte medium and her nose. So that is where we're at so far. She says, hello, I love you. I'm going to do her eyes. We're going to do her eyes. I think her eyes, I do like brown, but I think we'll go a different colour. I think, will we? Decisions. I quite like a blue, but I don't know if I've got a blue down here. Because as usual, Tracy. Oh no, but I've got a turquoise hue. I wonder what like that'll be. Let's have a look. Cobalt turquoise hue, have a wee. Oh, it's very blue. We'll give it a go. What I like to do is, I'll probably lose my pupil, but I actually like to go in. Make sure you've got matte medium on there. Just in case you didn't manage to catch it when you were doing the skin tone. Remember, I moved some off with a wet wipe. Okay. And we're just going to go in. Ooh, she says, hello. Hello, darling. Yeah, I missed yous, but yous were never far. And it was so kind of yous to allow the wee ones to sleep today. They were exhausted. Absolutely exhausted. So you see, I'm just bringing it round. Because we'll bring the pupil in. It's no problem. Go. And then some white. Favourite colour. And is white a colour? Is white a colour? Answering comments. But it's a favourite. And now I'm just going to go in and go around and bring in the whites. Just teeny tiny amounts. I'm using my liner. You might want to change and you might want to use a permanent marker. Or whatever you have. I'm going to bring it around. Yes, hello, of course they are. The other three, they're right behind me. They're watching. And normally I would have all the wee ones clambering over the top of me like I have the last few days. But seriously, they're so excitable. So tired out with all the carry on that happened here. They come and they watch me. They watch me when I'm bringing the other ones out my pencil, and this one came out my pencil back in March. We're back to the studio again and I was on the telly. Oh, I was so nervous in March. I had so much going on. I was still working at the time and it was hectic. We were short-staffed and it was a really physical job. And it was a run-up to me finishing up and doing this full-time. And you'd heard flutters back and forward about the virus, but gosh, you were so busy. You didn't really pay attention back then in March. And I was just exhausted. I didn't have much time for samples and wasn't feeling great and one thing after another. And I literally finished up on the Friday. And we headed out on the Saturday to go to the studio. And when I got there, so nervous that night when we arrived, that I had my sketch pad. Massive! I'm looking for it. I think I've laid it away safe. This is it. This is it. This is it here. Got it here. This is my watercolour paper. Absolutely love. Comes in A4 too. But inside here are drawings. Drawings that I did when I was there to kill my nerves. And the wee special one that I've got coming is in there. When I'm nervous, Sue Tucker will tell you. A lot of workshops I've done with Sue, she's like a fairy godmother. And her and Debbie, they both know that when I'm really nervous before it, I tend to push myself even further, and I'll sit in the hotel room and I'll be snoring, and I'll have the lights on, I'll have paint suit and my tub of water and a wee cup, and I'll sit and I'll paint and paint and paint because I think that I can't do it. You have no idea. I think I can't do it, so I'll sit and I will literally paint what we're doing the next day. And I remember sitting one of the times, we were doing a Dreamer Girl and she had a boat on her head. It's a painting on wood. I think, was that the one? I can't remember which one it was. It was. I'm sure it was. I did a wee card to gift everybody, and it had it stamped out, and I'm sure I had like the skin tones and stuff that were going to be used, like a wee colour chart. And it made me feel so calm and so good until the next morning. Sorry, here we go. So there she is. I'm really happy with how she's looking. But she needs her pupil. You could use black, but I tend to just stick with my raw umber. Again, it's a favourite, which is definitely a colour. And no, I can't see where the pupil is, but we didn't have to worry. We're just going in. Can you see? See if I can bring you down a wee bit. And I'm just doing teeny tiny, not a circle, just like that. And you can make it as small or big as you want. Some folk will come in and see if I can, give a sec. I'm going to do my paint. Oh, I moved everything about so I would have room. I'll use a pen. Some people, when they come in and do their pupils, and there's nothing wrong with it. Let's see if I've got a scrapbook paper. And I'm singing again, and I don't know why. A second. So, hi Seamus. See if I've got a bit of paper. So, you'd have the rice, right? So you've got the rice. I'll bring you up a wee bit. So you've got the rice. Okay, and then you've got your U, and then some folk will come in and go like that, and I just feel it's a wee bit starey, so I like to come in and just sort of with a brush just kind of go like that, and I leave that a wee bit. I could do all that and then I could come in and put my wee white dots, but that's kind of how I like to do my pupils. Some people, like I say, they do that and there's nothing wrong with that. It's just preference. Just preference. I feel like they're a bit starey-eyed. It's like me faced with my first workshop. My first workshop, oh my word. I said it before, I was completely terrified. I'll never forget Sue telling me, did I want to use, like, would you call they board stands with the paper on it? Like a big easel thing that you flip the paper over. She thought I was going to stand there and draw. My hands were like this. I mean, I'm actually quite chuffed at my hands. I'm shaking the day. But that just so wasn't going to happen. My hands shook so much. And my eyes must have popped out my head at the start when Sue was introducing me and what the class was about and all the health and safety. But all I had been thinking about, no kidding, on that first workshop on the lead up to it was, how was I going to teach it? How was I going to teach the basket of dreams? And I remember thinking, oh my word, Sue's going to hand these ladies over at me and I've not planned anything to say. So I'm sure that my eyes were a bit like a rabbit in the headlights. And I just remember going, hello! It's always an opener. Always an opener. I'm just going in and I'm going to do the other one. Same way. Bringing it in and no worrying. Bringing a wee crease over. And a wee bit round the outside. Just to define. And then I like to get some. Can you see that? What I like to do then is to get some of this, the Quin Gold, or whatever colour you want. Sometimes I use the Quin Gold, but I've got the orange one, so I'm just going to use some of that, and I take a teeny tiny amount, and then I literally take most of it off, and then I come into the corner and I just add the teeniest tiniest amount and round the side as well. Can you see that? I hope it's picking it up. I'm going to stop it and double check. I checked, it's okay. I had visions there that nothing had recorded, but we're good to go. So I'm just going in again. It has shown up, but I'm just going in and adding them a wee bit darker than I normally would. And then just a wee bit more white. And that's that. And then the burnt umber again, you've got your outline, but you want to bring it in a wee bit stronger this time. So I'll lift you up a teeny tiny bit, I'm afraid. A learning curve. I really wish I knew what I was doing. The making the videos. It's just about getting comfy, I think. Round her nose again. I'm tickling her, she says. Did you hear her? She goes, "You're tickling me." And what I love to do at this point, as like the watercolours, I love to use the white. So I'm going to bring it to the side because I've got the light coming in there and I really didn't want to lose that. I had my dad up there. Here he goes, he's here. I had my dad up there, but we were blocking the light. So as you can see, it's a lot brighter now. Live and learn. Live and learn, but take teeniest tiny amount again. Here you go. Teeny tiny amounts. And again on the cheeks, I like to add the curve. Do you see? And it just changes her. I think I do. I can't sing, I wish I could. And I like to put a wee bit on her nose, like that. And a wee bit on her bottom lip. And some on her chin. Like that. And see how it's just changed her. And you could go in and you could add shadows around her eyes to give her a bit of makeup. But I'm going to leave her as she is for now. I'm going to do her hair. And her hair, I'm thinking where is it? I did one of my earlier stamps that I designed for witchcraft. And this is Soul Girl. She's called Francesca, but I call her Soul Girl. And she was an original painting with washing on her line. But I've done her in white. So I actually think she's looking sapped. I actually think I'm going to do her hair in white. Give her white. But this is it. This is all the way down. And it just works out a book and scraps the fabric. Anyway, we detract again. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to take my matte medium. Oops, daisy. Come closer again. And I'm just going to slather it. Slather it. Oops, it is. She says, "Oh, really?" I'm sorry, darling. I really am. I'm getting it everywhere. It's because I've got the camera so low. But I'm just going to come in. And I am going to see if I can get it up a wee bit. The last time it fell out on me, I remember. Do you remember I'd said to you the camera collapsed? Probably because I was moving it about so much. So here we go. I feel like I could hear them going tra la 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 la. 'Tis the season to be jolly, tra la 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 la. You're going to kill me. Please don't switch off, I'll stop. I'm so sorry, I'm not really. It's what they're telling me to sing. And I'm sticking to that. So you can see, I am literally just going in and slathering it all over. It doesn't matter if it goes on the paint, because it dries clear anyway. In fact, I'm thinking I might not go white. I'm thinking, will I go to Titan Buff? We could. Back in, and some on this side, because her hair came down there at the back. There we go. And I'm just pushing it all over and scrubbing it in. So I've got my Coty Matte Medium on her hair. Now I'm just wiping my brush, not dipping it in the water, and I'm not sure if I want to use, I want to keep them kind of light coloured. You could do whatever colour you want, but I'm thinking, do I want that colour? I'm looking at the Titan Buff. Let's have a wee looky, because I could scoop it back off. Oh yeah, yeah, I want Titan Buff. This is it here. It's just a creamy colour. I use it quite a lot. So here we go. We're going to paint you in. Just scrubbing it as I go. Oh, just almost, I don't know. She's just so peaceful. I'm knocking you off again. I'm sorry. Bring it that way a wee bit. They bring me so much joy. I hope you're hanging in there with me. Let me know if the videos you think are maybe too long. I have tried doing them in the past where I'm literally just showing you what to do, but they never ever really worked out very good. And I'm just scrubbing that in so I've not got too heavy a layer on. But yeah, any advice, seriously. I'm just doing this to share what I love doing. And if you've learned something along the way, make a connection, brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. See? Hello, love. Hello, darling. You got to talk to them. No, you do. Seriously. You start listening to them and you'll hear them. You will hear them and they will light up your days. Scrubbing it in. You see how it's coming along? It's shown up kind of, I think, white on there, but it is a lovely creamy lush colour. It goes really nice with the coffee stained fabric. Coffee stained fabric. All I did was get my calico, get hot water, and Nescafe I use, but you could use whatever brand you want. It's totally up to you. And I just dipped the fabric in. You could leave it to dry, or you could use your good old trusty heat tool to dry it. It did have creases. I did iron it a wee bit. Couldn't get them all out. But I kind of like that look because she's got like shading coming up there as well. And it is literally just with the creases. Just the creases. I was going into the white there. So what happens when you start yakking, Tracy? You lose concentration. If you feel it's no mixing, go back into the matte medium. Smoosh it. It's always good to go over it anyway. It helps fill some of the wee holes for the fibres. And you notice there's no gently, you're literally scrubbing it in. And this is just the matte medium. She says, I feel like dancing. I'm going in with this one now because I'm going to need her neck. So I'm just going in. I've got to concentrate even with my glasses on. What's the glasses got to do with it? I hear you saying a lot. It's taking it down. I'm not keeping you quiet. It's just saying you're keeping me quiet. Look, I'm not keeping you quiet. I promise. She says you are. I'm not. I'm just going to get my wee fine one. Mix that around. And come into a wee tail that comes down. And obviously my hand went a wee bit skew with, but we're not going to worry. I love painting on fabric. Genuinely love it. And then I love going in and stitching afterwards. Adding wee stitches on them. Just going over the top of that line. And we'll bring that in. We'll have it coming down with the lines further on. I'll use the raw umber. I'll use the raw umber to bring the lines back in. Doesn't have to be the same as mine. If you've lost your lines, really, it's her hair. Don't worry. You can go mad. You can go completely mad. What, you're saying I'm mad already? You'd be right. So we've got it coming right down. See that? Happy with that, I am. Happy. I am just cleaning it off my brushes. Just using the wet wipe. I don't want to ruin them, but I don't want to get them soaked yet either, in case I decide to use them again. If you go in with your brush and dip it into the water and you go onto here, it'll soak the fabric, the paint will start smooshing around. It won't be pretty. And she'll not be happy. So this is where we're at so far. And I'm genuinely really happy. I'm going to go in with the burnt umber again and you'll see what I mean. If you want to do the exact same lines again, you can get your stamp set and you could sit it down if you're not sure. I'm going to just use the cap this time. I don't mind too much if it's a wee bit different. Oh, go, sorry. Dabbing some off, and I'm just going round the outline here first again. See how that just changes it and makes it more defined? Makes it more defined, baby. I tell you what, you should have heard Alec this morning. I'd said to him, I was so disappointed. We have loads of photos. Sorry, I'm jumping. It was our anniversary yesterday. Like I said, 32 years married. But what we didn't have is a lot of photos of just me and Alec. Loads of each of us taking it in turns with the boys, but none really just us. And the memories that photos bring up are precious. And I said to him this morning, I forgot to do a bit of her hair, see, that we needed to take more photos. I don't know who was more horrified, him or me. Can't be dealing with getting my photos taken, but like I said, they are so precious. So I'm going up here and just roughly bringing where it would be. Doesn't matter if it's not exact. And she has like a wee curve going on. And then it comes down. So it just brings that in because it looked odd. I'm jumping all over the place, but it just looked kind of odd. It just being there. So I'm just literally bringing it back in and carrying it down like that. And then the same here. Wee teeny tiny lines. Do you see how it just changes her? And again at this side. I find it easy if I burrow around. She likes a wee dance, does love. Like so. And I'm not going to worry about this side yet. Or what? I don't think I'm going to paint that background, you know. I kind of like it. Let's have a look. There's the book. Do you see that? Oh, she knows she's pretty. Yeah, I'm going to keep that because I like the contrast, and then I'm going to be layering more fabrics up and behind. So I'm going to keep her, so I will. Oh, look, evidence. But she says it's okay because I'm making her pretty. So what to do is, if you're not painting the background at this point, I've kept quite some of the lines, just come back and bring in some of them. Like so. We go. Clapping my hands. I'm a happy lassie. I'm going to do this because she ain't a happy girly. And the thing is, I took the matte medium over there, so I did. And I'm going to bring it in. Hello, darling. That's better, she says. That's better. Bring it in. how easy that was? I think I've blethered more than I've actually painted. Do apologise. It's who I seem to be. What is nice then is, if you want, I'm going to clean my brush, a halo. If I was doing it on darker, I'd do it in white, but I'm going to do it in the brown. And all I'm going to do is bring it out and just wing it round. Wing it through. See, she's got a wee halo. And she's ready for Christmas. I said it again. I'm sorry. And I think we'll give her a heart. Gotta give her a heart. See, you can add again, like with the watercolour girls that I did on the other video. Please don't be afraid to add extras to them. I mean, look at this one. Look at her. So she came like this, and on the original painting I did, she has a washing line. But by not stamping the washing line on top, I added some parcels. Because she's carrying them home for Christmas, her hands was full. She's got her Christmas baubles in her hair, and she's got the holly berry. So it's so easy, even with love. I'll maybe do another video where I'm showing you how you could change them up for like everyday, Christmas, whatever, how my imagination works. So I will, if you're interested, if you're interested, let me know, and we'll do one on that. And I think here, no, I want it on here. Just bring in the heart. Yes, you could have holly berries. You could have holly berries, darling. And then maybe a few wee ones. Just scattered around. And it's just about making them your own. And getting more for your money. There you go. See that? So simple to do. So simple. You could go in there with your stickles or whatever, and you could add wee bits of glitter. And then our dress. Yeah, we're going to do our dress. We're going to do it white. White for the angels. So again, I'm going in with a matte medium, just right over the top of everything. No faffing. Just splodges on. Don't be too heavy. I've put quite a bit on. You see how much I've put on, but don't go too heavy-handed, or you'll find if you do it how I'm doing it, your paint will slosh and smooch around too much. There we go. Next time I will make sure I have all my notifications off my phone. I'm sorry. So there we go. And I'm going to go in with the white. Take some off. And I'm not putting it on too thick, I'm actually just brushing it out both ways, gathering up a wee bit more. Again, I hadn't planned anything for doing this, I just knew I wanted to paint on fabric. And I've had a book prepped waiting to be sewed that I haven't managed to get around to. And I'm really happy with how she's turning out. I just feel her love. And urging me onwards every single day. So do you see that? And then what you'll do is clean your brush. You could have a, do I want it deeper? I think I maybe do actually. I've done it quite pale, so I'm going back in. I love this song. Can't remember who sings it. Bad Boy by Brantley Gilbert. I don't even know if you can hear it. When I play it, I just love it. And I'll paint her dressing. Always have music on when I'm painting. Oh, he's finished. I'm sorry. Love him. Lost some of her hair, so I'm going to go back in. Tries. Baby, you got me. If I keep it up, I'm going to sing and you really know what I'm singing. So did you see what I've done? And then I'm just going to come in again and like the watercolours. And then I'll take my smooshy one and just blend it. And it just gives you a wee hint of a shadow. There you go. You see? Just a little tintsy colour. She says I could see you. We've not finished with her eye yet. I just realised I haven't put our wee dots in. Let me take it. So we'll have a wee bit here. And you see how that automatically, wow, she's here. I'm just going to take a wee bit. There you go. Ah, something so simple as a fine brush and some white paint seriously brings them alive. And I think we'll even take that white up and just going to dot in here. And give her like wee angel halo. And I'm going into her hair now with the dots. Just doing dot dot dots, just like we did with the watercolours if you've seen it. Just defining some of them. Just something so simple. Just makes some pop. Just see that? Just changes her completely. I love me some dot dot dots. So I think her wing, I kind of like it like that. Could maybe just dry brush some colour on. What do you think? I kind of like it. Let's have a look with the book. Yeah, no, I'm keeping it like that. I kind of like it, but what I will do is I will do the hair. I do hair. I love hairs. She's dithering, she's dithering, she's dith. I think we're going to go in with some. We're going to go in with some white. Just to make it pop a wee bit in certain areas. Like that. What I will do is, just in case I decide to, I'm going to just go in and scrub some in. Because I haven't quite made up my mind yet. Like I said, I had nothing planned, so I hadn't prepared anything. I've literally, all I did was stamp her out. I only wanted her on the book before I started. But I hadn't a clue what colours I was going to use. Or I was going to make her Christmas. Or give her a halo. Yay. And bearing in mind, this will all dry clear. I think maybe we'll just take a wee bits, tap some off. Just going to go and make it kind of dreamy. Not worrying too much about where I'm going. Tap off. Yeah, we've kind of covered it with a wee thin coat. I kind of, yeah, I'm glad I done it. It's just as well, eh? And then, just to define getting carried away, Trace. Take that away. Oh, I kind of knocked you off there. I'm really sorry. And when I knocked her off, I smudged the red hair on me. But it's okay because I'm going to probably cover that up with a word when I get round to finishing the book. So I'm kind of happy-ish. I'm just going to go in with the raw umber and just go down some of these lines. Not complete lines, just to define our wings a wee bit. I'm just going into corners. Do you see how I'm just building that up? There's our wings. And I'm kind of just trying to bring that back in again because I lost it a wee bitty. But just by not doing all the curves, it just makes it pop a wee bit more. I love country music. I love everything. I love opera as well. Some of them. Some of them, she says. I'm just adding teeny tiny wee dots. I can just about make it out, but I'm probably putting them wherever takes my fancy. The whole point is just to have fun. And honestly, this sharing what I love, I didn't just love it, it's kind of a passion. It's just a really nice feeling. I've been scared about sharing for so long. Can I do it? Can I do it? So all feedback would be greatly appreciated. If you have any top tips about what to get to put my phone on so I could do these videos, it would be great. Like I say, I keep on knocking it off because I've got it so low so you can see, and that I can make sure you're still in the frame, or that I'm still in the frame. So that's pretty much that. Kind of happy with how it's looking. So that just picks out our wing, and we've kept her really neutral. I mean, I've only used a mixture of Titan Buff, Burnt Sienna. I've got the Titanium White. I never know how to pronounce it. Is it Paroli Red? And Quinacridone Burnt Orange. And the bluey, it's a cobalt turquoise hue, so it really hardly used any at all. And teeny tiny, I mean, look at all that paint. And again, look, the stuff I didn't put matte medium on is completely dry. But the stuff I did put matte medium on, sorry, is still wet. It's still workable. So if it's your preference, please, for me, it's just how I like to work. But please feel free, go in, add your matte medium or your fabric medium to the paints, and it'll keep it wet for longer and give you a longer working time without having to reuse them. So that's that, but I think we need to put something there. I need something there, she says. She says, stop tapping me. Well, again, because I've gave her the halo, I'm not going to add any of the wee symbols to her. So before I actually add something to her dress top, I'm bringing back the white. Stop rolling. That's the wee ones are wakening up. They're being mischief makers going, what about us? I am just going back into the white. I'm just going to bring that out in her cheek again a wee bit because it's disappeared, because it's dry now. A wee bit there. So you always think you're finished until you have a look. But I'm going to go in and I'm going to add just a few wee dots just to make her neck come out. It's just something that's personal to me. I absolutely love doing it. I used to put the dots in the stamps and then realised I wasn't so keen on having that darkness, whereas it's just so easy to add yourself in any colour that you want. She says, I'm happy. And a wee bit here. And maybe one here, just peeking through. And you see again how that has just made her completely pop. So happy. And I think, yeah, I have to, I'm not finished with the wings. I'm so sorry. You'd be thinking, really? I'm just going in and just adding wee bits more. As it dries, it's really fading away. And this is real time. I've not got a before and after. What you see is what I'll have at the end. The good, the bad and the ugly. Just wiggling it. Yeah, it needs more definition, doesn't it? You do, you do. You gotta have your wings to fly away. To wrap you in love and light now. You're losing yourself in this now. Kinda am. But I'm really liking where it's going. Do you know, I'll be honest with you, at the start of this, is doing the video, I thought, oh my god, what am I doing? Can I still do it? It's been so long since I painted on the fabric. But I told myself, called on everybody that I needed my angels, and I just said we're going to have some fun, and we were just going to make a really nice video, sharing what I love, no pressure, just fun. And I hope that's what I'm giving you, a wee bit of fun. I hope you make sense to all the mad ramblings. Can you see she really needed that, didn't she? I'd have been awfully disappointed if I'd stopped videoing this and I hadn't done it. I'd have been kicking myself. And like I said, this time, whatever you see is what I'm going to end up with on the book. I might do a wee video just showing you how I finished the book. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. I'm not sure I'll get it finished today, but I promise you I will post the finishings and how it all came together and how it all looks. And what would be even great was if yeah, I know yous are still there, I hope yous are anyway. It's for yous to share with me what yous make. Because how cool would that be? And how happy would that make me? It'd be hands in the air time again. So yeah, I'm kind of happy with how this is looking now. Much better. I just needed a wee bit more definition on our wing. Like I said before, we all need wings. And I have wings sitting beside me here to give me courage and to remind me to be brave. And I could actually smell, I can actually smell the lavender. Brave wings fly. I wish you could smell it. Look at that stitching. Look at that. That wasn't too bad for me. It was quite tidy actually. There's that pretty fabric again. That's Tilda fabric in case you're wondering, and it's just coffee stained. So I'm going to go in and just separate that off a wee bit so we know where the lines are. Like that. And I'm going to finish off with a wee stamp there, I think. Have I got my Soul Whispers with me? Have I got them with me? I'm looking, I thought I'd brought them through. Oh, I did. Panic over. So, or do I want, wait a minute, do I want the soul symbols? I might want the soul, yeah, I want the soul symbols. So these are the soul symbols, and I'm wanting this one, the favourite. And to me it signifies the love, the absolute love. So I'm going to use that. I'm hoping it's going to stamp up okay on this. My table isn't the firmest of tables, but we'll go with it and we'll hope for the best. I'm going to paint it in black so that it stands out for you. I want it to stand out. They're teeny tiny. Let's see. Yeah, I want it there. So I'm going to lift it up a wee bit. Now, if you've seen me in a class, stamping in me, thank God I have a stamping platform that my mum gave me, because stamping for me was quite hard. I used to use the acrylic blocks and it took me ages to get. It was just, I think I didn't have confidence. I never seemed to get a clean image. When my samples for the other range of stamps would come, my mum would be desperate to have a play and she'd send my dad or me daddy, and my dad would come on and he goes, "Oh Tracy, your mum's wanting to play, could you stamp out some of the images for her?" And sometimes my dad would even come with the paper that my mum had sent him with, seriously, and I would sit and oh my God, I didn't know who got more frustrated, me or my dad, because the images didn't come out clean, and I knew it wasn't the stamp's fault. It was me. So yeah, there you go. I have to concentrate. I'm just going to put party in about here. Yeah! Sorry, I'm doing a happy dance. You gotta do the happy dance. So my dad would come and it would take me ages, literally ages, to get a clean image. And then my mum obviously got fed up, and I think I was going away to teach at Carnforth with Sharon Quinn. It was a workshop I was doing there, and bless my mum, I got a stamping platform and I love it. I love it. It's so easy, and if it doesn't stamp up the first time, I can put the stamp back in again and I can press it down and it does the image for me. Lifesaver. Lifesaver. The dread isn't there as much anymore, not like it used to be. I'm not going to bother putting matte medium down, sorry, because I've already got the matte medium on the painting below, and we're not going to be putting it through the washing, but I'm just going to go in and define the wee tiny hearts. So simple. Oh, you are gorgeous, my darling. You are. You bring me so much joy. A wee red bit there. I might even bring in the green to make it Christmassy, and it's my favourite colour. Favourite ever. Green gold. Favourite. Hands down. Anything that colour has my name on it. Love it. And what I'm going to do is, not only that, I didn't have this planned, but I'm going back up here. And I'm just going to drop, can you see? I'm just literally dropping teeny, tiny bits in between, because it's the colours of Christmas. And we might even bring it round here. Yes. Oh yay, we're liking it. Can you see? I've put the green in. Our eyes. And we're just coming round. And I think down here, once this is all completely dry, I'll put a towel over the top and I'll give it a wee iron just to flatten it down. But where all these wee dots are, wee guides, we are just going in and adding green. And can I tell you, it's making me really happy. Really happy. And the 3 down the bottom. Love it. But because I've got that, I'm not going to stop there, girls. Or guys. I'm going to come in and just add some to the ear, just to lighten it up a wee bit, because I feel she needs it. Just a wee bit on her wings, because the light from up above is shining through. For a minute there I thought I'd completely smudged it. Just doing it and then adding wee bits again, kind of like that. Some stitches, or I think what we'll do is a few dots around there with the red, carry up the hem and then go in with the green and add that as well, and it will just tie it together. And I've already know we're not finished. You thought we were. I hope you've had a cup of tea and a biscuit or a bit of chocolate, and if you're hanging in here, hats off to you. What I'm going to do is come back up to her hair, and I'm going to go in with the matching colours where I put the white dots, and I'm just going to randomly put some of these colours, and that'll tie in the top with the bottom. You see how random it is? Just adding retouches to all the colours. And then some of the white. Again, just to make it pop because the colours die back a wee bit. See how that just changes it? Sorry, I went out of focus. Just adding some wee dots in between. And some of the red here as well. You could go on forever. Who would have thought something so small as love would take so long? But just adding these teeny wee dots and all the wee details as you're going along, it just makes them pop. It just makes them pop. Here. A wee bit green up there. So, there you go. There is my love. And I think, she says, I think I may be finished once I've put on wee bits of red here as well. And then that does completely tie on. I've added too much. Go in with your matte medium, dab it on, and you remember, wipe it off. It just dyes it back. Loving it, I'm loving you. Going over the top of the white. And I think I best call it done, or I'm just going to keep footering. I think I'll just keep footering. Just adding some wee lines. The usual wee creases. Yeah, I think I'm done. That is me. I'm calling it done. I keep on knocking there. I am so sorry. But that is love. And she has been painted from start to finish. I hope you've enjoyed. Here's a wee close up. See her gorgeous eyes and her halo. And you see all the wee dots that have brought her to be. And her wee wing. Just bringing those colours in, just kind of tied it. And I'll lift you up. And the next time you see her, she's going to be on here, completely finished, layered up and stitched. Thank you so much, we did it! Thank you so much for being here. Seriously, cannot thank you enough. This still terrifies me. It's such a new thing for me, and it's just building up the confidence. But I hope I made it easy for you, and I hope you have a go. Remember, if you're using what I've used, use the matte medium. Fabric medium works in exactly the same way. You can mix it with your paint, or you can put it on, and it's your friend. If you put too much on, dab it, wipe, scuff it off. But yeah, that is it. That is me done. I've got a big grin on my face. I love you loads. Happy weekend. I'm going to go and see if I can get this all joined together and get it up for you today. Love you.